last week, I had kind of a moment with the audience of WowBiz Nebraska right here, and I explained something happened early in my life. When I was a farm kid, I was 16, and went to a leadership camp, and got the opportunity there with a bunch of strangers, 8 or 9 other kids, and a wonderful man who was a facilitator of this interaction, this exercise that unfolded. Now, I'm talking mid-60s, by the way, at this particular point. He said, just go ahead. Anybody wants something to say, just say it. Anybody in the room, no judgment, no criticism. We won't cut you off. Just say whatever is on your mind. We want to hear what you have to say. He said that to 8 people in just a little cabin, musty little cabin. And I spoke up. I spoke up. And in fact, I spoke relentlessly for 90 minutes. I didn't plan on doing that. I didn't have any idea that was going to happen. But it all came together inside of me. And there was a release there that was really powerful and impacted everybody in the room and so on. And since that segment, and I shared that with you, a few people have said, that's really interesting. What have you done with that experience, right? What have you done with that experience? Where has it taken you, all right? And so what I'm going to do right now is, some of you know, I do some speaking around our country at various trade shows and universities and chamber events and so on. So I'm going to share with you some of the presentations, maybe 4 or 5, quickly, just summarize them, because these are all children of that moment, right? Something happened when I was 16. It was my primal inclination to use a word that Robert Greene has used, and it led me in a direction. So now my job, I believe, in my life, right here, is to say what many people want to say. Not just want to hear, but want to say. That my job is to kind of be a messenger in a way and kind of say what it is that you wish you could get out, but aren't quite sure how to get your hands around it and articulate it correctly and make it meaningful, not embarrass yourself, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to talk with you right now about a few of those presentations that came out of that moment. The first one, and by the way, some of them are businessy, some of them are personal growth, some of them are a fusion. And that tends to be how my career has evolved, and that's just the way I'm at. It didn't really work, by the way. That idea didn't work a few years ago, a decade ago, or whatever. Those were 2 very separate topics. You're either a motivational speaker or you're a business trainer kind of a guy, right? And so it was difficult, really, for me to say, hey, I found a way to pull these things together. Well, maybe, maybe not. So here I am here today at this stage in my career, trying to bring you innovation plus inspiration, left brain plus right brain, strategy plus spirit. Does that make sense to you? This is an age, let me just go off here for just a second. This is a time of convergence. This is what people are looking for. They're trying to figure out, a lot of young people have quit work. About 1/3 of all the workforce has just left. Not meaningful to them. They're trying to pull together, connect the dots, try to extract meaning from just the very idea of work, not just some individual or some company right here and he pays me $15 an hour and he pays me $16 an hour. Is that a reason to move? I don't know, right? So this is a very interesting time in our culture, and I believe that what happened when I was a long time ago, 16, I guess, has prepared me. I hope this isn't hilarious, has prepared me for this moment in time. I really believe that. I really do. And so I'll recap very, very briefly right now. One of the presentations that I've given over time that came out of that moment, that seminal moment, is vision, fusion, and passion. All right, that's a presentation that I've given many times because many companies don't have any of those 3 things. And this is a time when people are saying, what have we missed? What are we forgetting? Have we skipped something here? Because people are acting different than we wanted them to behave right now. And the answer is this threefold answer. You need a vision. You need to embrace the notion of fusion, which is pulling people and ideas together and technologies together. That's fusion. And then finally, passion. We don't need passion around here. Yes, you do. You need fuel to keep going during this difficult and confusing time. So that's one very cool presentation. Another one, this one lit up the PACE organization, that's a trade show or trade association for the call center industry, several years ago. A lot of those people, you know, they don't really understand the call center operators and different managers. They don't really understand sales, marketing, advertising, okay? They're all kind of run together in their mind. They don't know exactly what they mean. But when I brought out a couple, right in the middle of a presentation, a couple began doing the tango. I know this sounds odd, but right in the middle of the presentation, I'm talking about marketing in the future and how we got to get closer to the customer, all those good things. And here comes this well-dressed, elegant couple, and music came up in the auditorium, right? And tango music was playing, right? And this couple began dancing the tango right in front of all these business people. It was incredible because it was such a wonderful metaphor for reciprocity and fluidity and give and take and pacing. The prospect said this, so now we say that. They want a proposal, so we've come back with that. And of course, all these elements of persuasion and relationship building are really wonderfully symbolized by watching a couple dance the tango for 3 minutes or so. And so we did that at that particular presentation. I got to tell you, that was a home run. Everybody likes the entertainment, of course, as well as the metaphorical insight. And so that was definitely a big one. Now, I'm going to finish up here on WowBiz Nebraska. Again, thank you for watching right here. I'm Lynn Hinderocker, and I'm excited to share something with you right here. It's called Turn on the Juice. Turn on the Juice was a presentation that I gave a while back. I actually did this on camera at the very beginning of our series of programs here at WowBiz Nebraska, and it went over extremely well. And also, it's a personal thing. You know, a few years ago, my family was gone out of the house on a Sunday morning, I believe it was, and I was walking around the house. I think I had my robe on or whatever, and I'm listening to a little bit of music in the background, but all of a sudden, I began to feel real creative, shall we say, and courageous, and every single thing that was coming into my mind was connected to something previous. So I got my paints out. I got oil paints. I got them out, and got my poster over here, and I'm painting. I hadn't done this for years. I'm painting. I'm listening to this music, and then all of a sudden I had this feeling like I need to write. So I came over here, and I'm writing some poetry. Right? I hadn't done that for a long time either. And so I got these two things right here. And then I thought, I'm watching myself, right? So I had to sit down and write an essay about what was really going on inside of me. And I call it juice, right? Some people call it life force. Sounds like kind of a spiritual word. Life force. It was a divine influence. It was some kind of a form of inspiration. I said, what is going on here? What is happening with me? Because I am having a ball and I'm creating all this stuff, and it somehow is related. I can't exactly say how, but I could go on doing this for hours. I'm just having a ball, right? Turn on the juice. And the number one thing that has come to me that I can relate in this short format here is ego. Right? As we know, ego's with us all the time. We're always saying, am I doing good enough? Am I doing the wrong thing? I'm an idiot. I'm great. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff is going on inside of us. It goes on everywhere. But at that particular moment, that particular day, I don't know why or how or whatever it was, but I don't think I had any ego at that time. It was like some door opened, and then all this interesting stuff, all these ideas, and I'm writing what I'm going to do next week, and all these great plans, and I've got all this stuff out here, and I still have all the paintings, I have the poetry, I have the essays that I wrote. It was a huge breakthrough, very, very quiet, very silent. I was doing it all on my own. And people afterwards have said, how could I do that? I would love to have that feeling, right? I would love to have that sense of relaxed confidence and manifest. I want to express myself just like you seem to in that particular thing. And it's frankly, it's harder than it sounds. I hate to say that. I don't mean to be discouraging, but it really does require self-awareness. If you're feeling insecure, if you're worrying, if you're down on yourself about something you did or whatever, that's going to block. It's a blockage. It really is. A limitation prevents you from doing what you're capable of doing. And that's why I tell people, I said, you're probably more talented and have more to offer the world than you think you do. And so that's a big challenge. Well, those are some of my, that's my offering today that reflects what I learned and the experience that I had when I was 16. I'm kind of bringing it up, repackaging it into a professional context, right? And again, I'm blending strategy and spirit. I'm talking about innovation and inspiration. I'm pulling it all together, and I feel comfortable doing it for the first time. I always was worried I can't talk about business. We talk about personal growth. I don't know if we can bring that. But you know what's happened? Because of the pandemic, mental health has become a real issue. That kind of opens it up. Meaning at work opens it up all of a sudden. I think I'm the point of the spear right here insofar as messaging is concerned. This is Lynn Hinderrocker, WowBiz Nebraska. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an unusual show, but remember at the beginning of this show, there is an answer, there is a solution to this chronic and debilitating problem that our state has. Please watch us again. We'll talk about it again more down the road. Thanks again for watching WowBiz Nebraska.